Good morning, Grenada. It's your boy Troy Gill, and welcome to Rise and Shine. All right, guys, and of course, you know we have lots of great information coming your way, lots of great content. But of course, we want to start with this morning's fitness to get you pumped and ready for today. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. It's your boy Troy, and we are here at the beautiful, the picturesque Fort Frederick in St. George's. All right, guys, and here we are going to be doing another fitness episode for you guys. All right, and we're going to make it simple, very effective, guys, workout so that you can get pumped and ready for today. So we are going to be doing the traditional, all right, we call this jumping jack, but we're gonna be doing several variations. All right, guys, so follow me as we go along. Are you ready? All right, so the first one is really quite simple, right? You step like this, the other way. Let's go. 3, nice and easy. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Then the actual jumping jack now, guys. Let's go.
evening, I am Tonya St. Louis Lawrence with the details. The Royal Grenada Police Force is investigating a suspected suicide at the General Hospital. According to reports, a male patient jumped from the staircase of the health facility on Wednesday afternoon. The police was informed by health officials of the incident, after which an investigation was launched to ascertain the circumstances surrounding this incident. MTV will bring a comprehensive report on the matter in a subsequent broadcast. 19-year-old murder-accused Tahim Richardson made his first court appearance on Wednesday at the Surtees Magistrates Court. Dressed in a red shirt and jeans, the 19-year-old appeared before magistrates Marrast. Richardson is being accused of killing his stepfather. Reports are Richardson, who is unemployed, strangled his stepfather while he was asleep. The reason why he committed the crime is unknown. He was, however, remanded to Her Majesty's prison until December 29th, when he will make his second court appearance to answer to the charge of non-capital murder. After 6 years of penance, a young man is happy and relieved to be exonerated from a crime he claims he did not commit. Represented by attorney at law Jerry Edwin, Dennis Daniel Murray was exonerated of a charge of stealing by reason of employment. Murray claimed that he invested in a LED light business. However, things went sour. The business partner, on the other hand, claimed that Murray stole some of the items, leading to him being arrested and charged with stealing by reason of employment. Murray explained to MTV what transpired 6 years ago.
Well, 6 years ago, I was charged by stealing of reason of employment. Evidently, I wasn't employed with. As a result of business partners, a whole twist came to the story to try to get me convicted.
Given the situation and the terms of employment between both parties, Murray told MTV he didn't understand why he was charged.
Well, I was accused of stealing lights, where it was an independent business as business partners, but he didn't relay that information. He told them that I was stealing by reason of employment. That was basically the whole controversy, which had me confused and which led to the whole situation of me being accused of stealing.
On Monday, Murray, represented by attorney at law Jerry Edwin, the matter was heard and he was set free, and according to him, he feels like a weight was lifted from his shoulder.
Okay, and you're exonerated?
Yes. Well, I feel great. I feel free. A weight is lifted off of my shoulder that I could go on now and start over, if it's the best words to say, and be comfortable in my own skin right now. And for the last 6 years, it was a heavy weight that was weighing on my shoulder. So I was just glad that I came out successful on the matter, which I know I was. I had a lot of trust in myself and confidence, and with a very serious legal team, Mr. Jerry Edwin, his intelligence and extraordinary understanding in ways of breaking down the matter for the jury to understand what really went on, that led us to be very successful on this part.
There seem to be mixed reactions in St. David. The National Democratic Congress representative for the parish, Adrian Thomas, has stepped down, according to a release from the party, to accommodate the new leader. Deacon Mitchell, the newly elected political leader of the National Democratic Congress, will be contesting the St. David constituency in the upcoming general elections, following the resignation of Adrian Thomas, who was the candidate for the party in the 2013 and the 2018 general elections. In a release from the party, it indicated that, and I quote, as part of the process of beginning the selection of candidates to contest the next general election, the National Democratic Congress is pleased to announce that the current caretaker for St. David has stepped down as the caretaker in light of the expressed interest of the political leader to contest the St. David seat, unquote. MTV took its cameras to the Virgin Parish to get the perspectives of the people as to how they feel about the recent developments.
Well, I am not sure as to what his reasons were for stepping down, but if they were genuine, I think he should be commended. I guess he's looking at the bigger picture. I mean, they want to win, and they want to win by any means necessary, right? So if he did step down genuinely and still supports Deacon, then he need to be commended.
He didn't supposed to step down. He's supposed to build his place, make the place look as you know, an island that we're living in, where we staying. Well, I have to say, I don't see nothing wrong with him. I don't see nothing wrong with him. And I am the person, I am not Corey Fever. Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Who they let them steady? That's what I have to say. Who they let them steady? Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Persuader stepping down from the NDC?
Well, I don't think nobody else is going to do it better. Yeah, I don't think nobody else is going to do it better.
The Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited has recorded its 8th consecutive year of steady profitability despite the hiccups brought on by the COVID pandemic. Chairman of the Board of Directors, Darrell Brathwaite, attributed the bank's performance to their effective credit risk management and growth in other sections. Donella Hostain attended the bank's year-end performance briefing and has more in this report.
The COVID pandemic has not marred the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited from maintaining steady profitability for 2021, which, according to Chairman of the Board of Directors, Darrell Brathwaite, is indeed commendable. Chairman Brathwaite highlighted some of the most outstanding areas in the bank's overall performance.
The bank turned in after-tax profits of $9.9 million compared with $9.6 million in 2020. This performance primarily reflects effective credit risk management along with consistent yields on a high-quality and expanding credit portfolio, effective management of the interest expense considering the value of the deposit portfolio, and growth in other income.
According to him, the bank's assets for 2021 also increased by 11.2%, which now stands at $1.43 billion. The investment portfolio also grew by 16.9%. Based on the presentation of Managing Director Larry Lawrence, the GCBL has secured the highest customer satisfaction index among commercial banks, keeping them as the number one in the commercial banking sector.
With such an increase in the level of patronage, there is quite naturally pressure on our ability to maintain the high level of excellent customer service experience that we aspire to provide. Quite gratifying, the hard work and dedication of our staff has paid off. Coop Bank in 2021 has the highest customer satisfaction index score among commercial banks with 82%. This again is a commendable performance, having rated above the industry 4-year average of 79%.
As a result of the overall growth and upon acknowledging the financial challenges that the pandemic has brought, the GCBL, through its education investment program, has increased the number of scholarships offered to students.
There are many children, many students who would have been impacted through, of course, not being able to go to school. Their parents would have been impacted through their income being severed or income being cut because of their inability to work or work the same amount of hours. 7 scholarships per year, 1 per parish.
This, according to the MD, is a significant part of the bank's corporate social responsibility. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostain.
One accountant says the lifting of the curfew augurs well for the business community, especially those in the food and beverage sector, and anticipates that the economic downturn will improve by the first quarter of 2022. Troy Gill has more.
With the complete removal of the curfew, which was enforced since March 2020, there is opportunity for additional flexibility for businesses to operate beyond midnight, according to accountant and managing partner at PKF, Henry Joseph. Speaking to MTV News in a phone interview on Wednesday, Joseph says the ease of doing business provided through the complete removal of the curfew is tremendous.
Now, the impact on the business sector would be tremendous. In that, for example, restaurants can now open up to the regular time, 11 o'clock, probably 12, that kind of thing. Business places can continue to operate. They don't have to be worried over the fact that the workers have to leave by a certain time to get to their homes, right? Bus operators, taxi operators, and a whole series of persons would be impacted, positively.
The number of visitors to Grenada's shores has increased in recent times, which will be beneficial to those who depend heavily on the tourism sector.
The downturn that we saw in the economy should improve because we are all hoping that, tourists would be able to come in. They have started because we have seen the cruise ships coming in. We've also seen the numbers in the hotels are improving. So it would have a positive impact on the economy. Persons should then be able to earn more income and thus have a bit more money to spend.
He projects that the economy will improve by the first quarter of 2022. However, businesses should be reminded that we are still amid a global pandemic.
But make no mistake about it, the whole world is being affected by this COVID situation. The new strain has already started to impact travel because only a couple of days ago I saw that persons from North America and Europe are saying they're changing their travel plans because, most people don't want to get affected. But I believe what the Grenada government has done would have a positive impact on our economy as a whole.
During Tuesday's post-cabinet press briefing, Minister Steele did not suggest a cut-off point for businesses to operate. However, he advised business owners to exercise restraint. For MTV News, I am Troy Gill.
Consumers of fish and other seafood will, for a few months, not be able to enjoy the surplus of fish as they have during the year. This is according to Junior MacDonald, attached to the Fisheries Department of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. We get more from Donella Hostain.
Fishers and divers on the sister isles of Carriacou and Petite Martinique are asking their customers to bear with them at this time as the supply of fish decreases over the next few months. According to Junior MacDonald of the Fisheries Department on the sister isles, this is due to the weather patterns, which is not suitable for fishers to catch the numbers they used to during the year. This, he says, has been happening over the last few years.
Over the last 2 to 3 years, we have been experiencing some severe wind and rough seas during this period. Generally, during this period, the fish landing at the various markets and sites in Petite Martinique have been reduced tremendously, not because of the drop in fish or so on. It's mainly because of the weather. Most of the fishers during this period tend to stay ashore. Of course, the safety is critical during this time.
MacDonald noted that the safety of the fishers and divers is paramount. He says this decrease in landing will impact the price of fish and other seafood delicacies.
Based on the principle of demand and supply, now during this time when the demand is high, especially for lobster, from my experience, the price which normally may be sold for the lobster, which normally be sold for $12, customers may have to pay $15 during this time because they are not as much landed prior to this rough weather.
When probed about how long this reduction in fish will go on for, MacDonald noted that this can go on until early March 2022.
In my experience, most by generally February, end of February, March, most of the longline fishers return out at sea during that period because, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, a lot of the fishers are involved now in the longline industry. So most of them return to sea. During this period, I should mention, a lot of the fishers and boat owners take the time to dock the boat.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
The Grenada Volunteer Hospital Committee UK on Wednesday handed over PPE and an oxygen concentrator to the General Hospital. According to Eunice Sandy David, Grenada representative of the committee in the UK, they hope that this donation will make a difference as it relates to the services offered at the hospital. Here once again is Donella Hostin.
The General Hospital in St. George's is the recipient of protective personal equipment and an oxygen concentrator through a donation by the Grenada Voluntary Hospital Committee, UK. According to Grenada's representative for the GVHC, Eunice Sandy David, this donation is expected to provide some assistance with the services offered at the hospital. She says this is in response to a critical need that was identified.
Specifically for this morning, responding to a critical identified need, because we strive to always respond to needs. This morning we are handing over some PPEs, and as we know that's personal protective equipment, and 2 oxygen concentrators. It is my pleasure, and I trust that the donation will make a little dent in the management for the hospital services.
This, Sandy David says, is the 3rd donation the organization has made, bringing the value of their contribution to the tune of 40,000 EC dollars towards Grenada's COVID management assistance.
This is about the 3rd contribution in this regard, because they have contributed by way of cash to government's procurement fund, by way, to purchase necessary equipment in the past couple of years, as we have been experiencing the pandemic. And in addition, through the St. Vincent de Paul, have contributed to the distribution of food packages, etc.
Head of the Office of the Diaspora, Derek James, indicated that this donation was indeed a significant one as the country continues to grapple with the pandemic.
I want to express my appreciation to all the diaspora, wherever you are. And especially I want to say thanks to Jackie McKenzie, who's the one who really put forward to make the donation of the oxygen concentrators. So I want to say thanks to Jackie and her continued support, and to all the diaspora, the High Commissioner and her team, and to the diaspora in London. And we do appreciate this, and we look forward to working with the diaspora and continue to help Grenada in its efforts, not just to fight COVID, but to improve the healthcare system.
Receiving on behalf of the Ministry of Health was the Permanent Secretary with responsibility for hospital services, who expressed gratitude for the donation. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
We are now in the festive season, and some people have been increasing their shopping. The Royal Grenada Police Force is urging people to be cautious when purchasing and looking for various produce. Nikita Hostin has more.
We know all those hustlers around our neighborhoods. We tend to take a blind eye because of the fact that, okay, the item is cheap and it's convenient to us because we do not want to go to the marketplace to purchase the item. We figure that at the end of the day, if the persons come to us to sell it, then it is easier for us to do. Yeah? But we as consumers, we have a mandate to protect the farmers.
The Prettier Larceny Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force is urging citizens this Christmas season to be vigilant when buying produce. Constable Wilbert Sam is encouraging the population to ask questions before buying from vendors this season.
Presently now we have what we call the gum provisions in season, that's yam, dashimi, sweet potatoes. And persons tend to use those produce as means of gaining monies, and would go to the extreme to get it. Therefore, would enter person's garden without their consent and go and steal those kinds of things. So we at the Prettier Larceny Department are encouraging persons that once people of those nature comes to them, that they question them in relation to how they come in possession of the particular item or particular produce that they intend to sell to them. Question them. Yeah, because sometimes you might find that while questioning them, you realize that that particular produce that they have in their possession may have come from your particular garden.
Okay.
So once again, we're encouraging persons to question people find out the source of where they get the items from, so that at the end of the day, we can protect ourselves and protect the livelihood of the country.
Constable Sam says depends on the season or the particular produce that's in season. Pretty larceny tends to be high. He says currently officers are out in the field ensuring people are not victims of pretty larceny.
So what you will find now, we have a spike now in yams. Persons stealing people's yams as well, because yam is a high demand when it comes to this season. So it all depends on this season for which the item would be at a spike or at a low. We have systems in place that would safeguard the farmers in this era. Although the unit is small, we are trying our very best to ensure that the farming community is satisfied with our performance. Therefore, we are presently now going to the extreme to ensure that that is done.
Constable Sam says officers normally check for farmers' ID during their daily routine. Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, is encouraging people during the festive season to celebrate the holidays wisely and safely, as we are not yet out of the woods, as they continue to monitor the new COVID variant in the region. Nikita Hostin tells us more.
With the holiday season approaching, it's important to celebrate safely to reduce the spread of COVID-19. For the past 2 years, Christmas has been different due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and this year may be no different. However, in case individuals plan to celebrate just a little bit, Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, says we are not yet out of the woods as we are still dealing with the deadly COVID-19.
We know that people may be tempted to congregate in large parties, to celebrate with extended family, to go to bars for drinks with friends, and other things that we normally do on holidays. But please let's remember that we are not out of the woods yet. We have a dangerous virus that is circulating in our countries, and we do have to protect ourselves from getting infected.
However, the director of PAHO says vaccination can help reduce cases of COVID-19. However, people should be vigilant when celebrating this season.
We see that from survey data that as vaccination coverage increases, that the observance of masking and social distancing decreases. And we have seen how the relaxation of these public health measures in the past have led to renewed waves of infection. And we really don't want this to happen again. So let me implore, celebrate your holidays safely. Keep wearing your masks, open windows to circulate air, and keep a safe distance of 1 meter or more from others. Wash your hands frequently and get vaccinated when it's your turn. Please let us all stay safe during this holiday season.
She says PAHO is observing the spread of the Omicron variant in our region.
Omicron has already been detected in several countries, including Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Mexico, and the United States. Although it's just a matter of time before the variant circulates in more countries. The arrival of a new variant doesn't necessarily mean that things will be worse, but it does mean that we must be extra vigilant in the short term.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Trumpets sound, the angels sing, the universe proclaim. Of virgin's joy, a child is born, a messenger of peace. God and his angels rejoice in perfect bliss. Jesus, Emmanuel, was born this day. nature for in these holy child, holy land, little Bethlehem. Praise him, his name in all the earth. Jesus, he's the King in all the earth. Our baby lay in a bale of hay, choir sweetly sing. A cattle watch over those who watch the sun and the babe. God and Savior, rejoice in all the earth. Holy child, holy lamb, Christ Emmanuel. The shepherds all in the hills at night, tending their sheep. Our angel in a veil of light appeared unto their feet. Fear not, said he, be not afraid. Princess and joy we bring to him the King. As he lay in a manger, far away in thee. Holy child, holy lamb, little Bethlehem. Praise him, King in all the earth. Holy child, holy lamb, Christ Emmanuel. Holy child, holy lamb, Christ Emmanuel. Holy child, holy lamb, Christ
Good morning and welcome to this, your Rise and Shine for today, Thursday. It is another beautiful day here in Grenada and also just an opportunity to be alive. It's a wonderful time and I'm grateful for this. I hope you are also. It's going to be another exciting, informative program. I am your host, Arcelyn Crosby, and we are looking forward again to starting off your day the way we normally do on the Tuesdays and the Thursdays here on MTV and Magic FM. So to all our listeners and viewers joining us, thank you so much. Thank you so much for allowing us into your vehicles, your homes this morning, your workplaces. We are very, very appreciative for this, for accepting our invitation. So today it is going to be another beautiful day. It's already 7:42 in the morning. It's the Christmas season. So much has happened and is happening. The authorities have lifted the curfew, but as we always say, please don't get caught up in all of this. Let us be responsible. While we're going to be outside more, we have a lot more freedom now. Remember, we are not entirely out of the woods as relates to the virus, so we still need to be responsible. We encourage you to do that. And remember, you still have the option of vaccination. think about it, do your research, go get vaccinated, because the more we come out and, of course, have an opportunity to congregate and meet others and socialize, so too are our exposure rates and the transmission of the virus. So let us do what we need to do to ensure that we keep ourselves and our families and close friends safe. So what we're going to do is we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we get into our first discussion for the morning. We'll be speaking to a very familiar face and voice, very familiar person this morning. And once we do that, we know that it's Christmas time, so most of our discussions now are pretty soft. Everybody's getting into that season of cheer and giving, and our first conversation will be capturing that. So we'll be back in just a moment.
And Granlec invites you to give a gift of love and light to someone in our community who has been challenged by COVID-19. Make your account current and nominate someone for a chance to win. 200 winners will be gifted with a $400 grocery voucher or a $75 electricity voucher. If we select your entry, you too will win. Visit our website or Facebook page for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Promotion runs November 24th to December 24th. Give a gift from Granlec this holiday.
It's the season for sorrel, a sweet drink sorrel. It's the season for sorrel, a sweet drink sorrel. Your favorite flavored soft drink now comes in a limited edition sorrel flavor. Enjoy a cool sorrel sweet drink this Christmas. Available in 591 ml pocket sizes. Sweet drink, we drink. It's the season for sorrel, a sweet drink sorrel.
Proudly produced in Grenada by the Grenada Bottling Company Limited.
Why wish upon a star? For a bank is better by far. Whatever you're wishing for this Christmas, we'll give you low interest and no fuss.
Co-op Bank is making Christmas wishes come true. Fix up your home, treat your loved ones, and get everything on your Christmas list this year with our no-fuss loans. As we count down the 12 days to Christmas, you can win awesome prizes every day. Special terms and conditions apply.
Christmas wishes come true with Co-op Bank and you.
Welcome home. Hassle-free loans for your every need. Cards have you covered, best believe. Cards Ready Cash is for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all. We on the go. Cards Ready Cash, you already know. We got it all. We on the go. Cards Ready Cash, always ready when you're ready. Let's go.
Courts Ready Cash, ready when you are. Let's get tough on pre-deal larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, please don't steal produce from your brother. Then you're selling to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop pre-deal larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
Welcome back. So as we indicated before we went on the break, we are in the season of giving and cheer, and this morning's first discussion will embody this. A familiar face, a familiar voice, somebody that we know, also my colleague. This morning it's a pleasure to welcome Mr. Kishan Thomas, Marketing Officer here at MTV. Kishan, good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine.
Good morning. Yes, it's Christmas, so we bubbling. We have a lot of action going on. We officially started on Monday. Well, we started since the 15th, but we get into full gear since Monday. Giving or listening and viewing public all the things that they would want to enjoy for the season.
And this was just coupled by the authorities just relaxing things a bit, giving us an opportunity to be able to do more. And I know that's something I will be speaking to this morning. We Christmas, the promotion by MTV, where we're trying to give a couple of families Christmas cheer, bring Christmas cheer to them. I think we would all appreciate and agree that it has been quite a difficult year for many. Some would have lost their jobs, lost so much family members, and it is very hard to cope or to make it through each day. I'm sure just assisting them with some groceries will go a long way, because an integral part of the Christmas season is that of food. So let's speak about We Christmas promotion. As you said, we kicked off in high gear last that was Monday. So we know that we are quickly getting closer. By next weekend, it's the 18th, so we're getting closer to Christmas, and people are looking forward to see what they will be getting. So let's speak about the promotion.
Well, We Christmas, actually, it's what we call family-oriented. It's something geared at giving people a little hope. And We Christmas is part of the overall theme for MTV's promotion, which we said it was a resilient Christmas. And we use the word resilient because, it's been a tough year for a lot of us for the last, probably we could say 2 years. Christmas probably wasn't the same, and we really and truly made it. So we said, resilient Christmas, and we're going to go with a We Christmas, meaning, the Christmas what we are accustomed to traditionally experience. So basically, we do it every day on radio, of course, from 1 o'clock in the day until 6 o'clock. But we start as early as 7 in the morning. So you could tune in for the entire day. You will get the Christmas music. You will hear promotions by the sponsors. And one of the interesting parts, we have a special tone. So once our listeners hear the tone, it's about time to give away something, compliments one of the sponsors. So you always have to pay attention. If you really want to win, you can switch, or if you switch, you might just be switching and not hearing the tone. And then we have a television element on Wednesday and Friday. So we had our first television show on Wednesday. So we do interviews, of course, and we feature some of the small businesses because they too have been severely impacted in some way or the other. And one of the biggest part of this promotion would be what we call You Grab It and We Pay for It. So we're going to be going to some of the major supermarkets, specifically in the countryside, the St. Andrews, Victoria, St. John's area. And we're going to be scouting around the supermarkets to see what persons or that individual is searching for. When you go to the supermarket, you have some people, if you have it, you just grab stuff and you just throw it in your basket. But then you have these persons who, they walk around and they check for prices and they check for brands and they're calculating as they go, trying to make sure that they don't go over the budget. So without letting out too much as to what we're looking for, once you get up to the cashier, then MTV is going to be paying for your groceries as you get there. So it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a random selection, somebody just going to be scouting around, looking at the shoppers and so on. So we decided to call it, You Grab It, We Pay for It. And it's a way of MTV saying, we're giving back. It's been a tough couple of months for us all, including us here at MTV. And one of the things that we want to be very grateful for, we can't forget them. We had a very overwhelming support of our corporate sponsors. A lot of sponsors came on board just for this particular promotion. So with what we already have, we want to say a very special thanks to our sponsors for partnering with us and making this happen.
Okay, so I like the idea of including the rural parishes in it. How do you get to have an opportunity to do so, though?
I didn't get that.
You have an opportunity to go into the supermarkets and do your grabbing. I think I missed that piece. I'm not sure if you said it.
So it's going to be random. So we just going to place ourselves at the supermarket. So for instance, we may go on a Tuesday, and if you just go into the supermarket to shop, while you're shopping, we're going to be looking. So we're going to be paying attention to the shoppers. We will be able to identify certain shoppers. You know, you might have a elderly folk who probably they're shopping, but I can't buy 2 pounds of sugar, but I could buy 1. So you have that little idea as you move around the supermarket. So it's not like if you have to probably dip in a box or whatever. We just want to be there. You wouldn't have a clue as to who is looking, but once you get to the cashier, you will just see somebody greeting you and say, hey, you know, this is MTV and we are going to be paying for your groceries today. So whatever you have in your basket, we're going to be paying the cashier. So you walk away with the groceries, you know, without any hassle, you know, and that is our way of saying, we know some people have it hard, some people had it rough. So we decided that, okay, you know what? There must be a couple people in the supermarkets who really need the extra help. And one might ask, so why not St. George's? You know, we already said that we find St. George's already have a wide coverage, a lot. And there is other supermarkets in the countryside, there are other people in the countryside. So, you know, we said, why not make it a country run opposed to everything being done in St. George's? We already have a promotion, the couple winners that we already have, majority of them are from St. George's. So, you know, why not spread our wings and get into the outer parish? And it's one way as well to get MTV in people's faces a little bit more, to say, well, listen, we've been with you, we've been covering the pandemic with you, we've been sharing the information with you. So why not, you know, celebrate with you as well?
That's television, because we know that will be captured. I know there are some other things happening on radio. Let us speak also about what's happening on Magic FM.
That one, you're speaking real loud.
Oh, the experience will be captured, yes, on MTV, on the television. We know that we have some other things happening on radio. What's happening on Magic?
So basically, we had a lot of addition to our daily programming. One of them we didn't get the chance to share it, but we thought we had to. We would have introduced what we call a 1 p.m. news, so that persons can be on the go and still have an opportunity to get the news. So we decided to give it a try, give it a shot, especially in this particular time. There are so many things happening, and every time you have to wait until 7:30. So why not try to shift gears a little bit and, you know, capture your attention at 1? And it's actually another avenue for advertisers as well, that you don't have to wait until 7:30. You have an earlier time, so you could spread your advertising wings. We're going to be coming with some very interesting things for 2022. One of it, of course, I can tell you because we have already sealed some deals. So we're going to be doing a food safari. It's going to be called Island Fireside. And it's basically, it takes us around the country, not in the traditional restaurants that you know, but there is some really nice external bars and restaurants that you can still dine. So we're going to be going through the communities and getting these community shops and areas that still do excellent food, just as twice as good as if you're eating from a 5-star hotel. And we're going to feature them. We have quite a couple of sponsors already on board, because we decided to do it because Grenada was labeled the food capital of the world. And when we did our research, some people might say, well, why the food capital? How come Grenada get that? And when we did our research, it was not just because of the food that we eat, but it's because of the wide variety of spices that we have, including the seasonings and so on. So the food capital was not basically to say, well, okay, you know, they have a lot of places to eat and you have a lot of places to go to dine. It's because of the amount of spices that we could find in Grenada that we could use in our meals. So we decided, hey, why not capitalize on that and be able to show the culinary skills of our Grenadian people that is hidden deep within. That would also expose Grenadians who probably don't know, if you go up to St. Patrick's, there is this lovely place there, and all of these good things.
Right, so that's one of the programs. And then again, we go back to food. I know there's some other things happening on radio. Like yesterday evening, just about after 5, thereabout, I heard that piece on Donella's pieces, sharing of poetry and so. And I wanted to speak to this. We also have The Conversation at midday, which is a very positive program. So you did speak to the news. We spoke to that cooking part. But I know that there are other additions. So I wanted to expound on those too.
Radio basically is almost, we could say, as active as MTV is. Well, we have Donella on a Wednesday, and we think it was a good addition because there's a lot of good poets. And if people don't know Donella, she likes to be called Baby Ras when she's doing her program. She's a very good poetry writer as well. So the idea of the program was to involve other poetry writers to join her on radio just for an hour and just talk poetry, read the poetry that they have, some of them very inspiring. And it's a lot for you to get in an hour, but it's every Wednesday, so you can tune into every Wednesday at 5 o'clock, of course. You can't miss a beat. So if you're a poet, you could probably submit. You can call her and submit your poetry. She'll be able to read it on the air. You can call her as well, so you could call in as well if you have a poem, and you could get involved there. And then we have The Conversation, which is every Monday to Friday from 12 to 1, and hosted by Tamara Songbird St. Bernard. Most people know as Tammy. Again, open to real life issues, her experiences and so on, get people to call and talk about their experience. It's been a lot, so there's a lot to talk about. So we have those two. And then, as mentioned earlier, we have what we call Gregory Johnson or DJ Sugars and DJ Ice School from 1 to 6 every day, bringing all the Christmas vibes as well. So if you tune in around that time, you will hear all the Christmas music that you're accustomed to. You have an opportunity to call in as well. Yeah. And then you have Jason, who is on right now. Jason goes from 7 in the morning. Same vibes, same music. You'll get yourself to get giveaways as well. So you have to make sure you listen to the tone. He's here from 7, so you don't know any time from between 7 and 12. You have to listen to hear that tone. And once you get the tone, Jason is about to give away something. So there's a lot of things happening. Radio is filled with action. Television is filled with action. So you just have to keep it tuned in. We decided that we're going to block everyone from all corners. So you don't have a reason to leave from 7 when you wake up in the morning. You don't have a reason to tune out from any of the mediums, because if you do, you may just be losing out on a chance to win something.
That is true. And the programs are interesting. And the reason why I am asking you to expound on them, Kishan, because yesterday I did have a chance to listen to Donella's pieces. And as you spoke to the call-in part, people having an opportunity to share their own pieces. I heard a woman speaking yesterday that she does it just as for fun, or it is the activity that she would do to relax her. So she hears something, her way of coping and dealing with it is to write. And she had an opportunity to share her piece yesterday. That can help. It can help. And we know now stress levels are different. Stress levels are different. I was speaking to someone recently, and they was telling me that maybe just about 2 weeks ago, they had a stroke. And they knew it was because of the stress. So we need to find ways to help people cope with all that's happening. It's not normal. It's difficult, and we cannot say it's not. It is very difficult. So it's important that we do what we can. And I'm happy that MTV and Magic FM is a part of this healing process. As a country, we all need it. And being a part of this, it shows that we are not just acceding to our responsibility, corporate responsibility that is, but also ensuring that our humanitarian purpose here is achieved. And I think you would agree with me, Kishan, on this one.
Yes, indeed. Like I said, it's been a very tough one, and we decided that, you know what, the healing process could be very difficult. And we heard when the Minister of Health made the announcement we heard when the minister made his announcement that, you know, it was because of the psychosocial impact that of a society. You know, people are accustomed moving about. It's Christmas. You know, people are going to be coming in from overseas to visit family and so on. People are going to be home. The kids are going to be home. So what not better way to create programs that people would be able to gravitate to while they're home. We know when people are home, they like to be, when you're taking down your curtains and cleaning your house, doing your painting, we want you to be able to listen, view, and enjoy the very same. So as we trickle down into the December period, there'll be a lot more to come as we continue to roll out what we call the Resilient Christmas. Look out for us when we come to the supermarkets and so on. Well, I can't say look out for us because you wouldn't really know it's us until we make the grand reveal that it's us that's there. So I wouldn't be part of it because, you know, I'm the kind of person that's easy to scope. I'll be very too dramatic in the people thing. So, so you can look out. Things are coming when you're shopping. Well, you know, I can't tell you till because you want to hold up the people's supermarket. But yeah, we're going to be putting some smiles on the faces of you know, some citizens. We think they deserve it. Later on down into the Christmas program, we're going to have a week of radio activities for the kids. You know, they'll be able to call in and probably recite a special Christmas song or Christmas poem or whatever it is, and they too have chances to win. So we're not just going to stop with the adults, you know, the kids, of course, will have an opportunity to capitalize on what we're doing here at both MTV and Magic FM. And we're not forgetting the Grenada Informer. You can still send out your Christmas greetings. We know normally around Christmas time, a lot of businesses like to send out their, you know, their Christmas greetings. We know it's not the same when you have the printed version of the paper, but you can still get the paper electronically. So some of the incentives you used to get, even when the papers was being printed, you can still get these incentives. So you could always capitalize, call the Informer, get your greetings ready. Whether you just want to say greetings to someone overseas or you just want to say special greetings to a friend or family, I'm sure they'll be able to work something out and give you that opportunity.
So true, Kishan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. Before you run off, just remind us to what's happening with the supermarket promotion. And in addition to that, the giveaways. We are looking forward to all of this, and I must say, I must commend you and the team for coming up with those brilliant ideas on ways that we can assist people in this very difficult time.
Yes. So basically the promotion that you have to tune in from today, once you tune in, well, you should be already tuned in. If you ain't tuned in, well, you know what's going to happen. Like we said, Jason is on. He's going to go up until 12 o'clock. So you just have to listen, pay close attention, of course. He's going to say certain things and then come back and ask questions later on to see if you really and truly been paying attention. And then the fun continues from 1 o'clock where you have Sugars, who's going to be here. They're going to up it a little bit. There's still going to be lots of giveaways to go. And of course, look out for us from next week. We're going to start our supermarket promotion. So you don't know where we're going to be, but we're just going to be popping up at some time. And I'm telling you, this is where we're going to really be putting smiles on people's faces. So, you know, there's a lot of things to look out in store. The kids, you have your opportunity coming as well. So look out, stay tuned in, stay viewing, stay listening, and I'm sure you'll surely have a chance.
Thank you so much, Kishan. That was Kishan Thomas, the marketing officer here at MTV and Magic FM, speaking about all the Christmas programs, shares, giveaways, all the activities that's happening, rather that will be happening, keeping the true essence of Christmas alive this Christmas season here on MTV and Magic FM. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we should be speaking to our second guest. We talk football when we come back with Bruce Swan.
Gifts of love with dread, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with dread.
We're bringing you gifts of love with cheer at the communal. This Christmas, we are your Santa. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love. Get in on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2022. Share the gift of love. Make it a merrier Christmas with the communal. Exciting prizes for members throughout the promotion. For we are your Santa this Christmas. Offer ends January 31st, 2022. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Communion showing that we care, with gifts of love with joy.
All businesses start small and grow into successful corporations. With a strong team, you can have a strong business. Protect the employees that stand by you with Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan. It's a customizable and affordable health plan for smaller businesses that offers many of the benefits of a large corporate plan. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us again this morning. It's 10 minutes past 8 o'clock already. And as I indicated before we went on the break, we are going now into our second discussion for the morning, and we're talking football. We spoke to him, was it last week or the week before, about the resumption of sporting activities, football action in our communities. We know that we had the Girls' Festival. I believe that will be starting this weekend. We have the festival, and plus we have Premier League that will be resuming. We have the on the 13th, I believe, that are we also preparing for competition. So, Mr. Swan, good morning. Mr. Bruce Swan, Competitions Officer at the GFA. Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine.
Good morning, and it's a pleasure being here.
All pleasure speaking to you. Now that the last time we spoke, we were hopeful that we can have spectators at the games. I think while I'm not sure if we're there yet, but I think we're getting closer. We have some of the curfew now gone. Let's see now what the authorities will be saying. Spectators at the games. So let's speak about the resumption of games. I believe it's this weekend, right? I think it was the 11th we spoke to.
Yes, so we do have a lot of football before the Christmas. The Girls' Festival started last week. We actually had the, on the 19th, and we had the semi-finals and so on last week as well, on Sunday. So we had Hurricanes, they played Happy Hill and Happy defeated Hurricanes 3-2. Queen's Park Rangers, they played Paradise, and Queen's Park Rangers won that match 4-1. So the finals will be on the 16th, Thursday the 16th, and Hurricanes, they will play Paradise for the third place, and that game starts at 3 o'clock. And the championship game, Queen's Park Rangers versus Happy, will start at 5 o'clock. On the girls' side of things, they had 5 matches last Saturday in the Women Festival. We have 5 teams participating. Boca Juniors, Queen's Park Rangers, the National Under-17. We have Paradise, and we have St. Mark's. St. Mark's, I think it's a school-based team. So these 5 teams are participating, and each one will play each other once. So at least they will get 4 games over the 2-week period, and that concludes on Saturday, prior to the start of the Premier League. So our big league is on. The Premier League kicks off on Saturday, the 11th, with 2 matches. We have Queen's Park Rangers hosting Eagle Super Strikers at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, and we have Chantimel FC. They would host FC Comerhon at 4, and that game kicks off at 5 o'clock. On Sunday, we have 3 Premier League matches. St. John Sports hosts Paradise in Cuthbert Peters Park. We have Hard Rock. They will host Hurricanes at 4. And over in Victoria Park, Grenville Saab would host Monterich, and those games kick off at 5 o'clock. But also on Sunday, we have the final round of the U13. The little boys have been waiting to play for a long time. We went into shutdown just before they concluded their competition. And the 6 parishes, we have the first game starting at 2 o'clock, Top Strikers. They would host Big Parish Stars, so that's St. David's Top Strikers versus St. Andrew's Big Parish Stars. The second game would be St. Patrick's Crown City Strikers hosting St. John's Dolphins. And the final game for that afternoon, St. George's Royal Cannons will play St. Mark's Western Stars. So these are the matches coming up. And during the week, we also have Antigua Under-17 girls visiting, and they would participate in some training matches versus 1. They will kick off with Queen's Park Rangers on Friday, the 17th. And the next 2 matches will be against our Under-17 girls, and that will be on the 19th, Sunday the 19th, and Tuesday the 21st. And then they return before Christmas.
Okay, when you spoke a while ago, something just jumped out at me as you said 6 parishes. At any point we plan to include our 7th parish in all the football action on the mainland, or find a way to get to them on the sister isles?
Well, the winning team from the Under-13s, they will go over to Carriacou to play in a number of matches against the team from Carriacou, right? And for 2022, all parish competitions would include Carriacou and Petit Martinique Stingrays. So we have the Under-14 boys would play, the Under-16 boys and the Under-18 boys. They will all be involved in competition at the parish level. And we know we have the Pure Grenada Cup for the seniors. So all parish competitions would involve Carriacou and Petit Martinique in its full effect.
Okay, great. Because I know normally we don't hear of the sister isles, but I know they play football, and I know we represent everything football in the state of Grenada. So that's great to hear. All right, so that's our women and our Under-13s. We also shared. So let's go into the Premier League now. You know, I have special interest in everything that's football related. Let's go into the Premier League now.
Well, like I said, the Premier League kicks off on this weekend, and we have 2 matches before Christmas. We know that Paradise have a goal difference of 3 goals ahead of Hurricanes. Your Hurricanes, of course. So we are watching the battle as it goes down to the last 6 games in the Premier League between Paradise and Hurricanes. And they do have a big match on the 19th. Paradise will host Hurricanes in Progress Park, because either one of those teams winning that match would give them an edge in terms of winning. Once they win through, then the one that would have won that match would be the champions of the Premier League. Again, we know that Paradise is just ahead by goal difference, and it's a slim margin. So all 6 matches, the 2 in December and the 4 in January, are critical for the Premier League. We have some critical games for the teams at the bottom of the table. Eagle Super Strikers, South Spartans, Shantimel, FC, they all in the last 3. And how they play out also will determine which one is automatically relegated, and the 9th place team who will be playing the 2nd place team in the conference. I have not been speaking much about the conference, but the Conference League, we have some judicial issues that we are sorting out. There was a matter that holding up a match where some players will allegedly get red cards in a match, Combined Northerners versus Fontenoy United. And that match went to the DC. The DC made a decision, and the decision is appealed. So we are waiting on the appeal process of that before we proceed with the Conference League.
So will there be a hearing? How will this one be handled? I know there are rules or a structure that dictates this.
Well, the Conference League, the top 2 teams in each conference advance. So we have from the Eastern Conference, SAFL and St. David's FC already qualified. From the Southern Conference, we have GBSS and Royal Grenada Police Force, they advance. And in the Northwest Conference, we have Shamrock and Sunsetters. So and in the conference we're waiting on, which is the Central Conference, Fontenoy United is already through, and we are waiting on Combined Northerners or Happy Hill to advance. They have a final match to be played.
Okay, so we've covered Premier League, we've covered the girls, we've covered the under-13s. What other competitions? Because I know 2022, well, actually before Christmas, there are a lot of games that will be happening, but there are even more that we have to complete before or going into the first quarter of the year. What else will be coming up in football?
Well, on the 15th, they have to complete 4 rounds of matches in January and then play the finals. And so that have to be completed. Like we say, we're just trying to complete as much as possible before we go into the new season of football. 2022, we could look forward to girls football under 15, our women league, our women development league. That would be on that side. We would have the under 19, we have under 17 in the holiday period. We're going to resume also the under 15 for that period. So that's on the youth end. The under 13 clubs will be playing in the parish. We have a number of festivals that the under 10s and under 12s will be involved in at the parish level. So at the senior level, we have Pure Grenada Cup kicking off in March. And then we have the Premier League and Conference League. The new season will kick off as well. So there's a lot to expect there. From the international front, our national team, our girls will be in action. They will be hosting, I believe, Jamaica and Bermuda. Jamaica would be sometime in February. So you can look out for the girls in that. Or on the 17 girls, we'll have CONCACAF competition. Or on the 15 girls, will also play in CONCACAF. Or on the 14 boys, will be playing in the CFU competition. So there's a lot of competition there for the players. Our men's team will be involved in the Nations League qualification, and we know that they're in Group A. We are in the top group in the Nations League. Once the draw comes out, we can face the likes of Jamaica, USA, Mexico, Canada, Panama, the top teams in the region. So let's see how that goes. We anticipating the draw for this, and this is expected to play sometime in June, July. So a great anticipation there. The national team will be engaged in a number of practice matches. We call it camps. And they're looking to do a camp in England where they can see most of the players there, and then come back to Grenada and do a camp. No talks was about doing a camp also in the US. So let's see how that plays out. The coach already looked at, he was with the under-20 team in Dominican Republic where we lost our last match. So he got a chance to see the U20, the players that will be coming in that he can draft into the national team. So things are looking up for us, and the structure is there to be successful. And we're looking at some point in the next 10 years or even earlier, where we can at least get our teams closer or getting into the World Cup.
Great. I think that sounds like a great development plan, Bruce. I think that's what we're all looking forward to, the day when we can get there. The last time we spoke, I know we said it's going to be maybe about 10 years we're looking at as a mark, but we are closer. We have started, so which means we are closer. That's definitely a plus. That's definitely a plus. Bruce, as we conclude, any parting words on your part?
Well, I want fans to be patient with us. I know that you might have been seeing that sporting events are happening, and they are in open venues. Fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have that sort of permission. So we still are waiting on the authorities to give us the go-ahead to have fans. We know we have 75 people gathering, and obviously football in itself, just the teams and officials and organizers makes up that 75. So we are hoping that the gates will open so that we can have some fans. And like I said, a lot of the talk is about vaccination and vaccinated fans, but we have the open spaces, we have the venues that can cater and put the structures in place so that we can have fans back at our matches.
I think we're all looking forward to that day when we can all go back outside to look at football. But as we wait, we do so patiently because we know it is for the good of all. So we will wait and we will comply. Bruce, it was a pleasure speaking with you as always. Just in case we don't get an opportunity to speak again, happy holidays to you and your family. Continue to be safe. 2022, I wish you the best, more football, more growth in that sector, and of course we will definitely be speaking in the new year as we look forward to the growth of this very, very important association in Grenada, as we know that it creates so much opportunities for our athletes, our local athletes, and also in the overall growth and development of our country.
Thanks, and happy holidays to you.
You're most welcome, Bruce, and thank you so much. So there we had it. We were speaking with Mr. Bruce Swan, Competitions Officer at the Grenada Football Association, GFA. What's happening with football? Last weekend, the Girls' Festival begun. It continues this week. The Premier League will start this weekend. And we also have the U13s that need to conclude their competition. We have the national team. We'd also have a visiting team from Antigua, girls team, that will be participating in some practice games. They will be engaging our national team and our female teams here on island. So lots happening. We know that we still have not gotten the green light yet from the authorities to be outside to support our local teams. But as I said, we will be patient. We will wait, as it is for the greater good. It is for the greater good as we continue to ride through the storm of this pandemic that continue to rage war on us. But remember, tough times don't last, tough people do. So let us continue to brace ourselves, continue to go through it, continue to do what we need to do so that we can, at the end of the day, we can say, yes, I have lived through the pandemic of 2019 to whenever it ends. I am a survivor, yes? We will continue to do so. Yesterday we had a very unfortunate incident at our general hospital, and to the family we extend condolences. It is a very sad one, and I know it's a very sad day. And we were speaking earlier about what's happening to people and their mental health. There's a lot going on, please. If we can listen to someone, we can help in any way. Let's do so today, as everybody needs an ear or needs a hand for somebody to help them at some point. Let us not judge, but let us always be willing to extend a helping hand, even when the person may not want it. Because remember, we all have a responsibility, a humanitarian responsibility, to help those in need, whether or not it is accepted or rejected. Do what is right when the situation pops up. So I encourage all to continue to be safe. That's where we conclude for today. It was a pleasure being here with you. It's now 28 minutes past 8 o'clock, so if your day starts at 8:30, I reckon you're already at your work and ready to produce today. Make it a very, very productive day. I encourage you to continue to be safe, though, yes, we know no curfew, but let's be responsible. Let us still be responsible. Wear your masks outside in the open. We know, we've been inside for quite a while, but let's not abuse it. Let's not abuse it. Have fun, but do so modestly and responsibly. Right? So on behalf of the team, Chad, Tanya, and Kishal, we say thank you to all our viewers. It was a pleasure being here with you today, Thursday, the 9th day of December. We draw closer to Christmas. I love Christmas. I don't know about you, but I love Christmas. So I'm looking forward to Christmas this year. I hope you feel the same way, and that one way or the other, you can bring some cheer to your household, to your family. It is a time of giving, a time of loving, a time of sharing. So let's do what we can to make someone's Christmas special this year. So this is where I say goodbye. I'm your host, Ocelyn Crosby. Again, it was a pleasure. Be safe, everyone. See you again on Tuesday, God's will, all things remaining the same here on MTV.
That flow through me are mirrored in the stories that we tell.